In the year 2045, Earth stood on the precipice of a new era. The International Space Agency had just activated the Cosmic Web, a global network of quantum-entangled radio telescopes designed to peer deeper into the universe than ever before.
Initiating deep space scan. All systems nominal.
Dr. Ethan Reeves, lead astrophysicist of the Cosmic Web project, watched as his team of scientists and engineers bustled around the control room. Holographic displays flickered with streams of data, each representing a different sector of the sky.
Dr. Reeves, we're receiving telemetry from all stations. The quantum link is stable.
Excellent. Begin the full spectrum analysis.
For hours, only the whisper of cosmic background radiation filled the monitors. The team worked tirelessly, analyzing every blip and fluctuation. As Earth completed another rotation, hope began to wane.
Keep at it, team. We've only just begun to scratch the surface.
Then, as if the universe itself had been waiting for this moment, everything changed.
Dr. Reeves. We're detecting an anomaly in Sector 7.
On screen. Now.
The main display lit up with a series of pulses. At first glance, they seemed random, but as the seconds ticked by, a pattern emerged.
It's too regular to be natural phenomena. Too complex to be random noise. This is it. We've made contact.
The control room erupted in a mixture of cheers and stunned silence. Dr. Reeves' hands trembled as he initiated the first response protocol.
Send out the prime number sequence. Let's see if they respond.
Minutes stretched into hours as the team waited. Then, just as doubt began to creep in.
We've got a response. It's a mirror of our sequence, but with additional data embedded.
It's them. It's really them. Humanity is not alone.
Within hours, news of the transmission spread globally. World leaders convened emergency sessions, religious figures sought to reconcile their teachings with this new reality, and the public's imagination ran wild.
In a stunning announcement, the International Space Agency has confirmed receipt of an intelligent transmission from deep space. The source appears to be several million light-years away, in the direction of the Andromeda Galaxy.
As scientists worked around the clock to decode the message, governments and private enterprises poured unprecedented resources into space exploration. The race to develop intergalactic travel capabilities had begun.
This is just the beginning. The message, it contains information far beyond our current understanding. Schematics, formulas, it's as if they're trying to teach us how to reach them.
Little did Dr. Reeves know, his words were more prophetic than he could have imagined. The journey that lay ahead would challenge not just the limits of human technology, but the very nature of time and destiny itself. 5 years after first contact, humanity's greatest achievement stood ready for launch. The Horizon, Earth's first intergalactic vessel, gleamed in the morning sun at the newly constructed lunar spaceport.
All hands, report to stations. Pre-flight checks in 5 minutes.
Captain Samantha Hayes strode onto the bridge, her presence immediately commanding the attention of the crew. A veteran of the first Mars colonies, Hayes had been handpicked to lead this historic mission.
Good morning, Captain. All systems are green across the board. It's a beautiful day for making history.
Indeed it is, Iris. Run a level 1 diagnostic on the warp drive. We can't afford any surprises once we're out there.
Certainly, Captain. Diagnostic initiated.
As the bridge crew settled into their stations, Dr. Isabel Chen, the mission's xenolinguist and cultural expert, approached the captain with a concerned expression.
Captain, we've received another transmission. It arrived just minutes ago, and, well, you need to see this.
On screen, Doctor.
The main view screen flickered to life, displaying a series of complex schematics and mathematical formulae.
At first glance, they appear to be improvements to our warp drive design. But there's more. These symbols here, they're not just technical data. They're a warning.
A warning? About what?
That's just it. The language is evolving, becoming more complex with each transmission. It's as if they're desperately trying to tell us something, but can't find the right words.
Before the captain could respond, the ship's chief engineer, Lucas Dawson, burst onto the bridge, his typically calm demeanor replaced by barely contained excitement.
Captain, you won't believe what we've just discovered about the occupier drive.
This better be good, Dawson. We're on a tight schedule.
It's not just good, it's revolutionary. Remember how the alien schematics suggested a way to stabilize the warp bubble? Well, we've cracked it. With these modifications, we could potentially cross galaxies in weeks instead of decades.
The bridge fell silent as the implications sank in. The horizon, already a marvel of engineering, had just become something more, a key to the universe itself.
Dawson, how quickly can you implement these changes?
With my team working round the clock? 12 hours, maybe less.
Make it happen. Dr. Chen, work with Iris to decode more of that warning message. Whatever's out there, I want us prepared.
As the crew scrambled to make the last-minute modifications, navigator Zoe Nakamura began plotting potential courses through the stars.
Captain, with the new drive capabilities, we have options. We could take a more direct route to the signal's origin, or make a series of shorter jumps to map out the space between.
Plot both courses. We'll make the final decision after launch.
The next 12 hours were a flurry of activity. Engineers swarmed over the horizon, implementing the alien-inspired modifications. Scientists pored over the latest transmission, trying to glean every possible bit of information. And through it all, the weight of history pressed down on the crew, a constant reminder of the momentous journey that lay ahead.
Captain, final diagnostics are complete. The Horizon is ready for launch.
Thank you, Iris. All hands, prepare for departure. We're about to embark on the greatest journey in human history.
As the Horizon's engines hummed to life, Captain Hayes couldn't shake a feeling of unease. The alien messages, the last-minute modifications, the sense of urgency, something didn't add up. But there was no turning back now. The stars awaited, and with them, answers to questions humanity had only just learned to ask. The day of launch dawned clear and bright, a perfect backdrop for humanity's greatest endeavor. The lunar spaceport bustled with activity as final preparations were made. On Earth, billions watched with bated breath, united in this historic moment.
T-minus 60 minutes to launch. All non-essential personnel, please clear the launch pad.
Inside the Horizon, the crew went through their final checks. Captain Hayes stood at the center of the bridge, a calm presence amidst the controlled chaos.
Status report, all stations.
Science station ready, Captain. All sensors calibrated and recording.
Engineering reports all systems green. The new warp drive modifications are holding stable.
Navigation is set. Course plotted and locked in.
Communications ready. We're prepared to transmit and receive on all known frequencies, including the ones used by our alien friends.
All ship systems are operating at optimal levels, Captain. We are go for launch.
Excellent. Iris, begin pre-launch sequence.
As the ship came to life around them, each crew member took a moment to reflect on the journey ahead. Dr. Reeves' fingers traced over a small pendant, a piece of the first radio telescope that had received the alien signal. Lucas Dawson patted the console affectionately, silently thanking the ship for the adventure to come. Dr. Chen closed her eyes, mentally reviewing the alien languages she had spent years studying.
T-minus 10 minutes. Horizon, please confirm go for launch.
Horizon to control. We are go for launch.
The next few minutes passed in a blur of final checks and confirmations. Then, suddenly, it was time.
T-minus 60 seconds to launch.
This is it, people. Whatever happens out there, know that you're the finest crew I could have asked for. Let's make history.
The Horizon's antimatter engines roared to life, a contained fury of energy that defied the moon's feeble gravity.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, liftoff.
With a blinding flash, the Horizon shot upwards, quickly becoming a bright star against the lunar sky. On Earth, cheers erupted from every corner of the globe.
We've cleared lunar orbit, Captain. All systems performing beautifully.
Well done, everyone. Zoe, set course for our first warp jump. Dr. Chen, send the departure message we prepared.
Message away, Captain. In every language we know, plus the alien script.
As the Horizon approached the edge of the solar system, an air of anticipation filled the bridge. They were about to attempt something never before achieved by humanity, faster than light travel.
All hands, prepare for warp jump. Lucas, start the drive.
Aye, Captain. Initiating warp sequence now.
Warp field stabilizing. Drive at 50% power and climbing.
A low hum filled the ship, growing in intensity. Outside, the stars began to stretch into lines of light.
Warp drive at 75% power. 85%. 95%. Maximum power achieved.
Take us to warp, Mr. Dawson.
Aye, Captain. Engaging warp drive now.
In a flash of blinding light, the Horizon vanished from our solar system, hurtling towards the unknown. The familiar constellations blurred and shifted, replaced by an alien sky. Humanity had taken its first step into the cosmic ocean. Days blurred into weeks as the Horizon traversed the cosmic void. The initial euphoria of their successful warp jump had given way to the steady rhythm of life aboard a starship. But as they ventured further from Earth, the psychological toll of deep space travel began to manifest.
Personal log, day 47. The crew is holding up well, all things considered. But I can see the strain in their eyes. The vastness of space, it's humbling, and more than a little terrifying.
On the bridge, Dr. Chen pored over the latest alien transmission, her brow furrowed in concentration.
Captain, I'm receiving another transmission. It's different from the others.
Different how, Doctor?
The complexity has increased exponentially. And there's an urgency to it that I can't quite explain. It's as if they're trying to warn us about something.
Put it on screen. Let's see what we're dealing with.
The main view screen flickered to life, displaying a series of intricate equations and what appeared to be star charts.
These coordinates, they're guiding us deeper into the Andromeda Galaxy. But look at this section here, it's depicting some kind of massive gravitational anomaly.
A black hole?
Bigger. Much bigger. Whatever it is, it seems to be the focal point of their message.
Before they could discuss further, a violent shudder ran through the ship. Alarms blared as the lights flickered.
Captain, we've got a problem. The warp drive is showing signs of instability.
Can we maintain our course?
Yes, but we're pushing the limits. One more jump and we might not make it back.
Warning. Microfractures detected in the hull. Emergency protocols engaged.
All hands, brace for impact.
The ship lurched, throwing crew members to the floor. For a terrifying moment, it seemed as if the Horizon might tear itself apart. Then, as suddenly as it began, the shaking stopped.
Damage report.
We've got multiple systems failures across the board. Warp drive is offline. We're running on auxiliary power.
Captain, the long-range sensors, they're picking up something massive directly ahead.
As the view screen cleared, the crew gasped collectively. Before them loomed a sight beyond imagination, a swirling vortex of energy and matter, dwarfing even the largest known black holes.
It's a temporal rift. A tear in the very fabric of spacetime.
Is this what they were trying to warn us about?
Before anyone could respond, Iris's holographic form flickered, its usually calm voice tinged with an emotion that shouldn't have been possible for an AI.
Captain, I'm detecting a signal emanating from within the rift. It's using our own communication protocols.
What? How is that possible?
The signal, it's a distress call. In English.
A tense silence fell over the bridge as the implications sank in. Captain Hayes' voice was barely above a whisper when she spoke.
Play it. This is the Earthship Horizon calling any vessels in range. We are trapped in a temporal anomaly. Our systems are failing. If anyone can hear this, we are you. Help us.
That's impossible. There's no other ship with capabilities like ours.
Unless
It's us. From another time.
The revelation hung heavy in the air. The crew exchanged uneasy glances, the full weight of their situation becoming clear. The horizon drifted closer to the temporal rift, its damaged systems struggling to maintain stability. The crew worked feverishly to repair what they could, all too aware of the impossible situation they faced.
Options, people. I need options.
Captain, if we enter that rift, there's no guarantee we'll be able to exit. We could be trapped forever.
But if we don't, we're abandoning ourselves. And possibly missing out on crucial information about why we're here.
I might be able to reinforce the hull with a modified shield harmonics. It could give us a chance to survive the rift's energy.
Do it. Zoe, plot us a course. We're going in.
As the horizon approached the swirling vortex, the fabric of reality itself seemed to bend and warp around them. The ship shuddered, straining against forces it was never designed to withstand.
Warning. Hull integrity at 63% and falling. Temporal distortions detected throughout the ship.
Stay with it, people. We're almost through.
With a final, violent lurch, the horizon broke through the other side of the rift. As the view screen cleared, a collective gasp went up from the crew.
Captain, I'm detecting a planetary body nearby. It matches the coordinates from the transmission.
Take us in, Zoe. Nice and easy.
As they approached, confusion spread across the bridge.
This can't be right. The readings, they're almost identical to Earth.
Look. There are structures on the surface. But they seem abandoned.
Prepare for landing. Whatever's down there, we're about to make history.
The horizon descended through the alien atmosphere, its hull glowing red-hot from the friction. As they broke through the cloud layer, the crew got their first close-up look at the surface. Sprawling cities, now empty, covered much of the landscape. In the distance, a massive structure rose from the ice of the polar cap, their destination.
Beginning final approach. Brace for landing.
With a bone-jarring thud, the horizon touched down on the alien world. For a moment, everything was still. Then, with a hiss of equalizing pressure, the main airlock opened.
Dr. Reeves, Dr. Chen, you're with me. Lucas, get started on those repairs. Zoe, keep an eye on that star. I want to know the moment anything changes.
As the landing party stepped out onto the alien surface, their suits analyzing the environment, a sense of déjà vu washed over them. The air, the gravity, even the feel of the ground beneath their feet, it was all unsettlingly familiar.
The air, it's breathable. How is this possible?
Captain, look at this.
Dr. Chen pointed to a nearby signpost, its writing clearly visible despite years of weathering.
Is that English?
The sign read, "Welcome to New Earth Colony, EST 2157.
Impossible. That's over a century from now.
Before anyone could respond, a flickering hologram sputtered to life before them. The image was distorted, but unmistakably human.
To the crew of the Horizon, welcome home. We are you, from a future that must never come to pass. My God, what have we stumbled into?
If you're seeing this, then our calculations were correct. You've arrived at the exact moment we predicted. Listen carefully, for the fate of Earth, of all humanity, depends on what you do in the next 72 hours.
This is impossible.
Clearly not, Captain. We're standing here, aren't we?
In 2157, Earth launched its first extrasolar colony ship. Us. We arrived here, on this pristine world we named New Earth. For decades, we thrived. But we didn't know, couldn't have known, that the star was unstable.
The hologram shifted, showing images of a bustling colony, then scenes of panic and evacuation.
When we realized the star was dying, it was too late. We couldn't evacuate everyone. So we took a desperate gamble. We used the colony's power core to create a temporal rift, hoping to send a warning to the past. To you.
The transmissions, the schematics. It was all leading to this moment.
You have the knowledge we sent back. You have a chance to prevent this future. Save Earth. Stop the colony from ever being established. And whatever you do, do not.
The hologram cut out abruptly, leaving the landing party in stunned silence.
Back to the ship. Now. We need to figure out our next move.
As they hurried back to the horizon, the ground beneath them trembled slightly. In the sky, the bloated red star pulsed ominously.
Welcome back, Captain. I've completed my analysis of the star. It's in the final stages before going supernova. By my calculations, we have less than 70 hours before it destroys this entire system.
Options, people. I need options.
Captain, I've managed to get the main power back online, but the warp drive is beyond repair with what we have here. We're stuck.
Maybe not. Captain, the colonists clearly had technology far beyond ours. If we can access their databases, we might find a way to either repair our ship or use their temporal rift technology.
Are we seriously considering time travel? The paradoxes alone could.
At this point, Doctor, I'm considering anything that keeps us alive and potentially saves Earth from this fate. Zoe, any luck contacting the life signs Iris detected earlier?
Negative, Captain. But I've pinpointed their location. It's some kind of bunker complex beneath the main colony structure.
Then that's where we're going. Lucas, grab whatever equipment you think might help. We're heading out in 10 minutes.
As the crew prepared for their expedition, Dr. Chen approached the captain, her expression grave.
Captain, there's something else. The last transmission we received, before arriving here. I've decoded more of it. It wasn't just a warning about the star.
What else?
It was a warning about us. About the decisions we might make here. It said we can't trust our own judgment. That the temptation to change things would be too great.
Are you saying we can't trust ourselves?
I'm saying we need to be very, very careful about what we do here. The fate of two timelines rests on our decisions.
The weight of their situation hung heavy in the air as the crew set out towards the colony complex. As they approached the massive structure, the star above pulsed again, a grim reminder of the ticking clock they faced.
Look sharp, people. We don't know what we'll find in there. But whatever it is, it holds the key to our survival, and possibly the survival of our entire species.
With a hiss of hydraulics, the doors of the complex slid open, revealing a dark corridor stretching into the heart of humanity's future. The crew of the Horizon stepped forward, into a mystery that would challenge not just their survival skills, but their very understanding of time, fate, and the nature of humanity itself.
Captain, I'm picking up energy readings. It's like nothing I've ever seen before.
These power conduits, they're not just advanced, they're practically alien.
Stay focused. We're here for answers and a way out of this mess.
As they ventured deeper into the complex, they came across a vast chamber filled with swirling holographic displays and pulsing energy cores.
This must be their main research lab. Look at these simulations. They're modeling the collapse of the entire star system.
Can you access their database?
I'm trying, but the security is, wait, I'm in.
Suddenly, a new hologram materialized, an elderly woman in a uniform bearing a striking resemblance to Captain Hayes.
I am Admiral Victoria Curry, or rather, I was. Now I'm just the caretaker of what's left. If you're seeing this, then our last-ditch effort worked. You're our only hope now. Admiral, we've learned about the situation with the star, and the alien threat. We want to help, but the consequences of any action we take are
devastating? Believe me, we know. We've been living with this nightmare for years. But now that you're here, we might have a chance. Our best scientists have been working on a plan, a way to have our cake and eat it too, so to speak.
What kind of plan?
One that breaks all the rules of physics as we know them. We're going to move Earth.
The control room fell silent as the implications of the Admiral's words sank in.
Move. Earth? How is that even possible?
With a combination of the alien technology and our own advancements in temporal mechanics, we believe we can shift Earth and the entire solar system to a different part of the galaxy. Somewhere safe, somewhere hidden.
The calculations required for something like that, it's mind-boggling. One small error in Earth could be torn apart.
Which is why we need you. Your ship, your technology from the past combined with what we know now, it might just give us the edge we need to pull this off.
But what about the colony here? And the alien threat?
We use the stabilization device to buy us time. Just enough to complete the transfer. Then we destroy it all. The colony, the alien technology, everything. We leave no trace for those ancient monsters to follow.
You're talking about sacrificing everything here to save Earth.
We've had a long time to come to terms with our fate, Captain. This colony was doomed the moment we arrived. But if we can save Earth, give humanity a fresh start, isn't that worth any price?
Captain Hayes looked around at her crew, seeing the conflict in their eyes that she felt in her own heart. The choice before them was monumental, with consequences that would echo through time itself.
We'll need time to discuss this. To go over every detail, every possible outcome.
Time is the one thing we don't have, Captain. That star out there, it's not just dying. It's a ticking time bomb. We have less than 48 hours before it's too late to do anything. Whatever we decide, we need to decide fast.
As if to emphasize her point, the ground shook beneath them, a tremor that seemed to come from the very core of the planet. The star's instability was growing worse by the hour.
All right, people. You heard the Admiral. We've got 48 hours to figure out how to save humanity. Let's get to work.
Captain, the risks involved in moving an entire solar system, it's unprecedented. We could end up destroying the very thing we're trying to save.
But if we do nothing, we know for certain that Earth is doomed. At least this way, we have a chance.
I can work with the engineers here to modify our warp drive. If we can scale it up, it might just be possible to create a large enough field to encompass the entire solar system.
Even if we can move Earth, where would we put it? We'd need to find a stable star system, preferably one hidden from these alien defenses.
Iris, start scanning for potential candidate systems. We need options.
Understood, Captain. Initiating long-range scans.
As the crew of the Horizon threw themselves into their monumental task, the dying star loomed ever larger in the sky. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, resting on the shoulders of a handful of people displaced in time.
Whatever happens, whatever we decide, know that I'm proud of each and every one of you. Now let's save our world.
With renewed determination, the crew of the Horizon began their race against time, knowing that their next actions would shape the destiny of humanity for generations to come. The echoes of tomorrow were calling, and they had to answer.